Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Thursdays. This is Dr. S. Regina Pierre Robertson, and I'm here with another Therapeutic Thursday. Therapeutic Thursday is that place where mental health and spirituality, we merge them together so that lives can be transformed and you can move to a higher level in your personal development. Uh, when we talk about mental health and the word, we know that we can't really, in order to live a fruitful life, we need to have balance. And we have balance by knowing who we are, uh, whose we are, and our purpose for being who we are. We understand that through what the word says about us. So that's the spiritual aspect of it. And then the mental aspect of it is getting to understand the narratives that and those experiences that we've had in the past and continue to have, how that they could inadvertently or that they could purposefully affect our norm or how we see ourselves, what we think about ourselves, the things that we feed ourselves and tell ourselves who, you know, who we are and where we can and cannot go. Those experiences that we've had in the past that eventually become soulish issues if we don't take care of them. But this is all about preparing us for leadership because we are leaders. We are leaders. And as the late Dr. Miles Monroe used to say, was about preparing followers, moving them from that sphere of being followers to becoming leaders, and leaders becoming agents of change. So we're all here as leaders. We're not here as followers. But even though you are a leader, yes, we work with each other, but we're leaders within our own sphere of influence. And it really is imperative that we understand that. We come to the realization of the power that lies within us and the influence that we have, and that we were here, we were sent here to be agents of change, not just to follow along with what others say about us. No, we are here because there is an avatar that we all have an avatar. People say, what do you mean by that? Well, there are, as I've said before, and I'll continue to say, that there are people who would listen to you. Your voice resonates with them. Your message resonates with them. And they will quicker hear from you than they would from me. There are those who would be willing to hear from me, but there are those who wouldn't want to hear from me, but they quicker hear from you. And we're saying the same thing, the same message, but coming in a different flavor, a different tone. The intonation is different. The presentation is different, but it's the same. It's the same message. It's the same message. So I'm here today to let you know it is my esteemed pleasure to be with you on your lunch break. So I'm welcoming those of you who are coming in on YouTube, those of you who are on Facebook, those of you who on LinkedIn, wherever you're coming in from. I just want to welcome you today and to say to you that I pray that you're having a wonderful day, that this is the day that the Lord has made. And it is imperative that we make good use of it, um, because it's a day we'll never see again. It will go down in history once it is over. And even though we look back at it and say, I could have done this, I could have done that. I shouldn't have allowed this to upset me and that to upset me. But the day is already gone. So I'm asking us today to let's make this a good day. It's 6 minutes after 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. We still have time to turn some things around and to be in the right direction. So, welcome. Have a good lunch today as I share some nuggets with you today. Now, 2 weeks ago, yes, Sheila, thank you. Each moment is significant and precious. And that's how we have to look at it. Each moment is significant. We were given 24 hours to make a mark, to um, to make a difference, to help to change somebody's life. But what I am looking at is our ability to change our lives, because we can lead by role play, we can lead by rote, we can lead when we're burning up and things are not going our way, but we can only do that for so long, because uh, the crack would widen, and then uh, the emotions would begin to seep through the cracks if we don't take care of the business of you and the business of me. So I'd like to continue along uh, the road that we were on 2 weeks ago, talking about the business of you and looking at those things that we need to take care of. Remember, we talked about the fact that you have to do an assessment, you have to plan, you have to uh, implement, and then evaluate. And based on what the evaluation shows, then you would have to go back and reassess to see if there was something you missed, something you didn't do, something that should have been in the forefront is in the background. Um, we have to do those things. So we're here to carry on, to take this a little further, because we're working on us as a business, as a business. If you're at work at this time, you are having to carry on the business of your employer. You are the employee, and the expectation is that you carry on the business of the employer, because you are being paid. You're being paid to do a job. You see, when you see a job advertised and you look at it and you say, this sounds interesting. This is something that I believe I can do. I can do. So you research it. You may research the company, and you like what they're saying about what their vision is, what their mission is. You look at the job description. What does it entail? What are their expectations? So you would, and of course, if they give some indication of a range of salary that you said, "Mm, I think I'll apply for it. Let me apply and see what it's all about." And you would do that. And you go, you get an interview, you and the interviewer, you sit there uh, together and you have this conversation. And in that conversation, the employer would ask you um, perhaps why, what it is about their company that that makes you interested enough to want to apply. And you would, this is your opportunity now to sell yourself. So you're going to sell yourself with all your best attributes, your qualities, your values, those things you value, because you want to align yourself with what you've read about the company. And the interviewer would give you an indication of the vision and the mission of the company and what their expectations are. And in the midst of that interaction between employer and employee, there's what we call a psychological contract that is developed. You understand what they're saying, and they understand, hopefully, what you're saying, and you make a decision to connect. And there's a psychological contract that is made. It is made between employer and employee. And that's even before you sign a contract, before you sign the papers, after you've been told, um, you will hear from us, and then they offer you the job before you even go to the HR department. There is an unspoken psychological contract that goes between employee and employer. You know what they want, and you agree to give them what they want. They know what you want, and they agree to give you what you want, or you can negotiate. But the end result is this: you will do what you said you would do, the psychological contract. And you expect them to do what they said they would do. All of this is about the business of you, because when you go before them, you're going as a business entity. You have what it takes, and you have something that they need. But you're going there with a mindset of knowing that within the lane in which you have applied, that you are well able to do what you said you would do. Because you are prepared. Not only are you prepared intellectually, but you're prepared psychologically, you're prepared spiritually. So your psychosocial acumen is intact, because you're taking care, and you have taken care of your business. We're talking about the business of you. Knowing who you are, and that you can fit into a lane. This is your lane. This is your lane. There's a lane you were placed in. You did the preparation. You came prepared. The experiences that you've had, your life experiences, have prepared you for that lane. So even when you go to apply for that job, you're doing your assessment, your planning, your implementation, and your evaluation. So by the time you come up away from that interview, you would have done some form of evaluation that you could say, yes, this is for me, or no, or perhaps I'll give it a try and see. Maybe I grow into it. I don't particularly like the pay, but I believe it's some place that I could get some good experiences from in order to take me on my journey of building my portfolio, building my business, the business of me. All of these are strategies. All of these are strategies. So you don't want to go there and be surprised. You had some indication. And if there's any surprises come up, you can ask for an appointment with someone who could hear, listen, and you can have a dialogue with. And you can say, well, during the interview, this is what I was told. During the interview, this is what I said. I am prepared to do the preparation that I have. You're there as a leader. You're not there as a follower in the sense. Of course, let me correct this in a sense that yes, you have to follow the protocols, the policies, the procedures that makes that company who they are. You have to work with the vision and the mission. You're not there to argue their vision and argue their mission and how they do things there. Of course, you can give feedback at the right time and at the right place. You have to know how you make your move because you see, you are a business and you've done your business and you know how to conduct your business. So you're not going in there as a troublemaker, someone who is a disruptor of the environment. No, you're going there, your feet planted on the ground. You said you made a psychological contract. And if they're keeping their part of the contract, then you ought to keep your part. If they're not keeping their part, if what you are faced with is different from what you agreed upon, then that's something different. It's all about the business of you, and it's all about your assessment. Did you do the right assessment? Do you have to go back and reassess what's going on? Did you make an error? Did they tell you something that really was not how it's going on, how it's supposed to be? You don't go in there blasting people, but you make a reassessment. Because you see, you have a vision of you. You have a vision of you. You have a vision of you. It's all part of the learning process. And you want to be good at what you do. You're still learning. It's like T.D. Jakes said, leadership is a matter of influence. You're learning how to lead, how to influence. And as you move along in that dimension, there are shared experiences you can share. Like I remember in nursing, when I was in nursing, uh, one of the things we used to do, we would have team meetings, team meetings. And remember, as a like either a staff nurse going on to a student, I mean, from a student nurse passing your exams to a staff nurse to a team leader. Remember, you're being prepared. You're being prepared, and it is how willing you are to learn. It is you having a strategic plan. You've got to have a strategic plan as to where you are and where you see yourself going. It's the vision of you. This is where I'd like to be. I would perhaps you would say, I'd like to be an executive director of a hospital or of a healthcare agency. Well, you have to start somewhere. But as you're going from stage to stage up there, that's the summit. And the summit could be higher than an executive director. But that's the plateau you're seeing for yourself at this point in time. But you must have a strategic plan. And the strategic plan entails, who does your creator say that you are? You have to have an idea, as I said before, of who you are and whose you are and what's your divine purpose for being here. As we said, Miles Monroe said, you have to shift from being a follower to a leader. So even as a student, you can be a leader in your demeanor. It doesn't say you have to be the one carrying the baton. I'm the leader. I'm in charge. You know, in your mindset, I am a leader. I am not a follower. But to be a leader, there are things that you have to work on yourself as you're going along. If things are easily besetting you, you have to take time out now to look at that. What is it about situations like these that throw me off? Was there something that happened before that I need to go back and take a look at? See what it is that unnerves me about when somebody says this or somebody says that, because you're working towards that vision that you have. But your mission is the things that you have to do, the steps that you have to take. So you do a strategic plan for your business, the business of you. You must have a strategic plan so that you would not be tossed to and fro, that you would not go down roads and alleys and that you got no business going, that you won't find yourself getting into other folk business that would take you off focus, take you off guard, because it has nothing to do with your learning and what would enhance your being and becoming. So even when you find yourself in situations that you did not create, you still have the decision to make as to, do I concur with this, or Can I learn from this? Because sometimes you have to sit back and listen and learn, and you learn from both sides. You're not there to take sides. So as I said, as a student, what we used to do, and even as a staff nurse, we would be in team meetings. And in team meetings, you listen and you learn. You hear what's going on with the patient. You hear the historical facts. And then you hear what the doctors say. The doctors, depending on what the nurses are saying, what uh, even the student, they would look at the student and said, okay, you're a student, you're learning. Tell me, what are your thoughts on what's going on here? What do you see? Are you learning anything? You see, it's important that we do that, because if we don't do that, you take on burdens that are not yours. You're learning, you're learning. And remember, if we can only keep in mind that we're there to learn, we're there to learn, we're becoming, we're not yet arrived, we're becoming, we're going on to, we're going from level to level to level, and we're learning because you're taking care of your business. It's the business of you. And your business is to get you to that place that you were designed for. So it's shared experiences when you're in those meetings. It's a sharing of experiences. The leaders are sharing, and you are sharing too. So rather than see yourself as a follower, see yourself as a learner. I'm learning to be. My mission is to be, it's to learn. My vision is to become. And in all of that, you have to look at your attitude. I learned recently that, which was such we talk about evolving. That was such a profound moment for me when I learned that I'm not here to work for God. I'm here to work with Him. You see, I said that I'm a co-creator with Him. But if I'm a co-creator with Him, how on earth could I be working for Him? He is the creator. I'm the co-creator. He, I'm walking alongside Him, or He's walking alongside me, and He's teaching me. He's training me. So He knows I'm learning. He knows exactly what He wants. He's the designer, the original designer of me. The creator, He's the creator. He designed me. And I now have to be walking with Him. I realize that I stress myself out unnecessarily when I tell myself, I'm working for the God, I'm doing this for God. No, God don't need me to do that for Him. No, I have to consider myself that it is an honor to be a co-creator with the master strategist of the universe. Could you imagine? It blows your mind when you come to the realization of knowing who I am. I am a co-creator with the master of the universe who said, let there be, and there was. Come on. When I come to realize, as Dr. Renville would say, that I have the resources of the kingdom, the resources of the kingdom is with me. Everything that is needed to complete the mission so that the vision could evolve now has already been taken care of. I don't have to go on Facebook every day and look to see what other people are doing, because why? I'm minding my own business. So Facebook should not be my first line of offense or defense or no, 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 no. First thing I should, when I wake up, I give thanks for the fact that I'm awake, I'm alive. There's another day and another opportunity for me to keep evolving. There's another opportunity for me to use my brilliance. There's another opportunity for me to look and say, wow, I'm a resilient and brilliant person because I got through yesterday. Yesterday could have been a tough day, but here I am today. It's another day. So I look at myself as a resilient and brilliant businesswoman. See, it's about the business of me. So I don't have time, really, to meddle in other people's business. I really don't. I have to be on point, minding my business and what I'm here to do. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes, so social media is a good thing, but you have to use it wisely. Use it wisely. Don't let social media tell you who you are. Don't let social media define you. Don't get confused by everything you see on social media, because everything that glitters is not gold. That's what we used to say back in Trinidad. Be careful of the things that you're allowing to 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 get the better of you, to make you look at yourself and say, "Oh, I'm so this. I'm not pretty enough. Uh, look at this person, how they everything is in order, everything is in place, and I got some bumps here and some bumps there." Listen, listen, listen. Is it about the bumps, or is it about the isness of you? That's what my deceased presiding bishop Monroe R. Saunders Sr. from Baltimore, Maryland, he used to say, "Daughter, the power is in the love. Learn to love yourself. When you love yourself, you can love others. God loves you, but you must learn to love yourself." It's impossible to say, "I love God and I hate my neighbor." No, because you and your neighbor were made in the image and likeness of the Creator. So hating your neighbor is hating yourself. You may not like the things that your neighbor does, but you can't hate your neighbor and say you love God. So you have to love love your neighbor. So that's an indication that you love yourself. Yeah, there's some proclivities that I have that need to be worked on. There's some things that are not pretty about me. I know, and I know that I have to work on them, but I'm still frightfully and wonderfully made. I'm still a blessing in the kingdom. You see, I follow the laws of the kingdom, not of the world. I am in the world, but I am not of the world. So when I deal with my fellow man, I have to look at from a kingdom perspective that we are all one. Doesn't matter. We're different shades, different shapes, different sizes, but we're all one. We're all one. You see, the creator was it not was is a God of diversity. Could you imagine how boring it would have been if we were all looking the same? And acted the same. Come on. We're not clones of each other. We have a mind of our own. And our attitudes, our character. You see, it's all part of the business of you. We're working on our business. We're minding our business so that we could do a great and wonderful job. We can be the agents of change that we were sent here to do. You and I were sent to solve a problem. And the problem you were sent to solve, I can't solve it. You were anointed and appointed as a leader in that sphere to take care of the problem that you were sent to solve. Same with me. So it's a matter of working, working it, working it. I don't stop. I don't stop because somebody else is running faster than me. Somebody else is doing better than me. Let them go. Say, to God be the glory. I wish you well, sis. I wish you well, my brother. Heaven bless you. Be happy for them. Come on. Be happy for them. But while you're being happy for them, keep minding the business of you. The business of you. Remember, you're not alone. Remember, you weren't sent to be burdened, heavy laden. He said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. He said, let this mind be in you, the same mind that was in Yeshua. Let that mind be in you. And what did he say? He said, I came to do the business of my Father. I came to do the business of my Father. Um, Ambassador, I love you too, babe. I love you, Queen. And Cheryl, loving on you. And Anthony, loving on you. And Sheila, too, loving on all of you. I want for us to be a movement. Can we be a movement that we could stop looking at, okay, for example, I'm not saying we have to dumb down. I'm not saying that we have to dumb down. No. Hear this. Corona. All right. Corona is doing its thing. Then the news is saying we're on the verge of World War III. Could you imagine if you were to start now thinking, oh my God, World War III. Do you think that your father, Abba, the creator, Yahweh, Elohim, he didn't know that this was going to take place? We are here in the kingdom for such a time as this. Like Esther, we are here for such a time as this. There's an anointing on your life that no one else can do what you were sent here to do. You are going to be held accountable and responsible for the work you were sent here to do. So, as Nike would say, just do it. Do it. I'm not saying to be ignorant and have your head in the sand. Yes, you're aware of what they're saying out there, but the news have to sell. But I'm depending on the one who sent me here to do a work, and that he would keep me, and he would sustain me, and he would protect me, and he would cover me in the time of crisis. He said he would. So in the meantime, I'm focusing on the business of me. Do I want to be a failed business? As Ambassador Liverpool would say, we are here to reign, rule, and reign in the capacity and in the lane in which you were placed. Reign and rule. You are royal. So as we work on the business of you and I, we realize that we cannot work with lower level vibrations. No. We'll be knocking ourselves to and fro. I'm knocking into you, you're knocking into me. I'm fretting with you, you're fretting with me, and say, oh, look what you're doing, that you stole my idea. All this stuff. That's lower level thinking, lower level vibrations. No, there's enough for all of us. This place is in chaos, manufactured chaos. So what are we going to do? Your talents and my talents, your gifts, my gifts, we're putting together, we're working. And even though we're working, we're also having to take note of we are going to be held accountable. So yes, Ambassador, lower level vibrations. We have to move from that because remember, we're looking at the summit. We know that the eagle doesn't do battle with lower level vibrations. The eagle takes the battle to the summit. You and I have to learn. We can talk about the mentality of an eagle and the mentality of a lion. We know that the lion is not the strongest animal in the kingdom. But why is he so feared? Why is he so feared? He has a fierceness about him. Him, when I say him, her. He has a fierceness about him. And he has an attitude, bold. He ain't backing down. Instead of backing down, he's finding a way to, because he's going to intimidate you. And you either stand up and fight with him or you run. You decide. The eagle now takes you up there, up in her territory, its territory. You and I have to take what we're doing. We're going to higher level vibrations. We're operating on the summit. When you're on the summit, you could look out and you can see the vast expanse. Your vision, it's different. When you're lower level, You have all those buildings and the way the trees and the way you can't see the forest for the trees. But when you go on the summit now, you could look out and you could see the vast expanse. Guess what you're seeing? You're seeing possibilities. You're seeing possibilities, and there's a different narrative going on with you. You shake your head and say, wow, wow. Jabez says, expand my territory. Expand my territory. How expansive is your business acumen? Have you started working on your strategic plan for the business of you? You have a strategic plan. Do you know where you're going to? As Diana Ross used to say, do you know where you're going to? Do you know the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Sometimes you have to stop and do an assessment of where you are. You have to look at your strategic plan and you have to say, look and see how this is going. Is this working? Do you need to tweak this a little? You know, but all the time keeping in mind that you're doing business with the master, the creator of the universe, and that you are co-creator in the lane, visionary, co-creator in the lane with him. You're not on your own. The battle is not yours. So keep working on the business of you. What do you need to do for you? What do you need to do about you? Are there some thoughts that you have? Are there some behaviors that you need to work on? Do you need to do a deep dive and get into your soul? Are there some prisoners that you have in there that you need to release? Who do you need to release? What do you have to come to terms with? Are you equating yourself based on the things that have happened to you, those experiences that you've had to encounter? Are you saying that this is me, or were those experiences designed by the manufacturer to get you along the mission so you could get to the vision? Remember, when you go out there, you go to the car dealership, you go to get a car, you're looking around. The car looks beautiful, beautiful. It's all shining. It's made to attract you. So you to say, yes, this is good. But what you need to do, you don't just go and buy. You try it out. They say, would you like to go for a test drive? So you take a test drive, you go and you try that and say, I don't like how it feels on the road. I'm not sitting comfortable. The seats are you have a choice. You have a choice as to whether you would purchase it or no. You have a choice. But remember, that car that looked so pretty had to go through different tests in order for it to be sitting in the showroom. So the manufacturer now, when he writes his manual, he's telling you how to operate it because it's been tested and tried. It's the same with you and I. We are tested and tried. the business of you, the isness of you. We can speak about Yahweh Elohim and we would say God is. So because he is, I am. And because there's the isness of God and I am a, a, a son, a daughter of I am, then his characteristics, his attributes, they're in me. His DNA is in me. That's why it said, I can do all things through Christ, the anointed one, and his anointing strengthens me. So look at the leader that he was here. He left a prototype for us. He said, I came to do the business of my Father. And that's all I'm concerned about. Because at the end of the day, there will be an evaluation and a judgment. So remember, we said, if you're in leadership and you're leading with shared experiences. So just as how you know that you have had to go through and that you are still going through, you have to remember your responsibility is to turn followers into leaders. And those leaders will also become agents of change. Your responsibility, your business is not to make other people followers. Your business is to, as a leader, is to work towards the shared experiences between you and those who you're leading on the team. But on the team, you recognize that they're also leaders in their own sphere, in their own realm, and that you don't know everything. You were chosen to lead the team, but you can't do everything by yourself. You need them, and they need you. So share experiences because you know what it took for you to get to where you are, and because you know you're working on the business of you. Part of your responsibility is to help them to grow, help them to see where their strengths are. And when you're doing an evaluation with them, to help them to understand those areas that you see that they're needing some help, and what can you do to help them to grow and to become. That's what it's all about. The business of you. Assessment, planning, implementation, evaluation. The business of you. Your vision and your mission. The business of you. What's your business? Are you minding your business? Are you doing what you were sent here to do? Don't look at the likes. You know how sometimes on Facebook people they post things and they look to see how many likes they do. If I post when I'm led to post, if I don't have anything to say, I don't. But I try to encourage other people with what they're posting. But if I don't have something to post, I'm not going to post. I'm not going to post for the sake of posting. And I don't post for the sake of accumulating likes. If it's one life that I can help to turn in the direction in which they ought to be going, then my life would not be in vain. Because one can chase 1,000, and two could put 10,000 to flight. So if you get 2 likes, give thanks. But you be the example. You be the model. You be the agent of change. You take care of your business and let others see, it is possible. And as I always say, never be ashamed of your story. Your story is what helps to solidify your business, because that's the reason why you're here. The story was used as a tool, a test, to give you a testimony that this person, I love her values. She has good character. I can listen to what she's saying, because what she's saying matches up with the kingdom. It's about his business. And you being the co-creator with him on this business, this journey in his kingdom. To bring his people back to him. And you do it by taking care of the business of you. So may heaven bless you today. May you be blessed. And I pray that what I've shared with you today, that it would make some semblance of difference. It would give you hope. It would help you to know, understand that you are a leader. You are a leader, and you don't need anyone to confirm to you that you are a leader. You are a leader, so it is time for you to start behaving as a leader. So until the next time we meet, where we use mental health and the word to change the lives, the trajectory, transform the lives of individuals in this global village, with helping everyone to understand that the mental health of a nation, the mental health of a people determines the prosperity of a nation. Your mental health matters. Your mental currency matters. If you have good mental health, you could use it as currency to do anything that you want to do and to get to the summit of your vision and accomplish what you were sent here to do. So enjoy the rest of your day. Make today a memorable one. Use your resilience and your brilliance, and watch and see the changes that would take place in your life. I'm Dr. Shirley Peer. Oh, let me go to what God told me to call myself now. Change from Shirley to Regina, because Regina encompasses who I am. So I'm Dr. S. Regina Pierre Robertson, saying shalom, shalom, until the next time we see. Bless you.